Hello and welcome into this RNN News Break right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host Garth Al, and thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On this RNN News Break, we are talking about the news today that Elliott Sadler will be officially retiring from full-time driving in NASCAR at the end of the 2018 season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Elliott Sadler will be gone after the 2018 season. He announced that today via his website, ElliottSadler.com, and I believe it's on all of his social media platforms as well. I can't say we didn't see this coming, though. He's made some cryptic remarks, kind of hinted at it a few times this season. Most specifically, the one that sticks out in my mind is what he said in the media center after losing in the July Daytona race, coming up oh so short to Kyle Larson.
This one hurts. I don't know how many more restrictor plate races I have. I'll be able to race, in my career, and to lose the one like we did in February, so close, and then to feel like we're in the right spot again.
Elliott said today, in part in that press release, after much consideration and many conversations with my family, I've decided this will be my last season racing full-time in NASCAR. It's time for me, as a dad, to help my kids pursue their dreams. I want to be with them for all of their special moments. It's time for me to be the full-time dad that I want to be. Elliott went on to say, my work here isn't done just yet. Dale Jr., Kelly, and Mr. Hendrick have afforded me the opportunity to win races and championships at Junior Motorsports. We're going to finish 2018 doing everything we can as a team to go out on top. I'm going to give everything I have in the playoffs to end my career on a high note. Now, if you want to see the full press release, it is up on Elliott's website, ElliottSadler.com, or like I said, I believe he's put it out on all of his social media platforms as well. I know I saw it on Twitter earlier. I would assume it's everywhere else as well. There's a lot to talk about with Elliott Sadler's career here. We'll start with his season highlights this season. I know we're not through the 2018 season yet, so we can't fully say what he has done in his last season, but he's had a few notable things happen so far in the 2018 season, most notably coming up so close in both Daytona races this season. You can't come any closer to winning at Daytona than Elliott Sadler did this year, coming up very short with Tyler Reddick in the February race, and again coming very short with Kyle Larson in the July race. He has had some success this year, though. It's not just that he's come close to winning races and he hasn't. He hasn't actually won a race yet, but he did win the Dash for Cash back at Richmond, so he won a $100,000 bonus there. And he won the pole a couple of weeks ago, July 28th, at Iowa. So there's been some success for Elliott this season. His career highlights in the Xfinity Series, though, 13 wins in the Xfinity Series. His last, though, came September 2016 in Kentucky. I'm sure Elliott wants to round his career off with at least one more win this season. Hopefully he will be able to do that. He's also picked up 18 poles, 102 top 5s, and 219 top 10s in 383 career starts in the Xfinity Series. Those are some really good numbers. I finished top 10 in 2/3 of the races that he's been in, basically. That's a very good Xfinity career. Otherwise, he has 3 career Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series wins and 1 Truck Series victory. That came July of 2010 at Pocono. His most successful season in the Xfinity Series came in 2012. That was his second season back full-time in Xfinity, driving for Richard Childress Racing. He had 4 wins that season and came very close to winning the championship, coming up second in points. Now, there's a lot of questions swirling going forward from this. Who will replace Elliott Sadler in the one car next season at Junior Motorsports? Assumably, as strong as Junior Motorsports has been, they're not going to scale back to a 3-car team. I don't see that happening. The question becomes, though, who will replace Elliott Sadler next year? We still have 12 races left in the 2018 season, so Elliott's not completely done yet. Still could pick up a win, still could pick up the championship. He's been running very consistently this year, has not won a race, but has run very consistently. It's going to take a lot, though, to beat Christopher Bell and Daniel Hemrick and all these guys that have run really well this year, Cole Custer, those kind of guys. It's going to take a lot to beat those guys, Justin Allgaier, but Elliott can do it. Elliott has shown being championship potential. He has finished second multiple times in the points in the Xfinity Series, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to win the championship in his final season. He's leading the points for the guys that don't have a win yet on the playoff grid, so he's there. He can do it. So it's not like we're shoving him out at this point. It's not like we're saying, okay, he's done. He's not going to do anything else for these final 12 races. He definitely could make some noise here in these final 12 races and in the playoffs. And he said in that press release that he is going to make sure he does everything he can in the playoffs to go out on top. And I like that drive. I like that determination. He's still in a top-tier ride. He's still got a fast car. You got to go out and you got to do whatever you can to do it. But at the same time, that is something we need to look at. Who is going to be in the one car next year? I have not heard any rumors on this yet. I have no idea if Junior Motorsports is even thinking about that yet. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they've been thinking about it for a while. I'm sure they knew Elliott was leaving long before we did. But the question is, who will be in the one car? The other question here is, do these career stats, 17 career wins across all three national series, does this make Elliott Sadler a possible Hall of Fame entry in the future? What do you think? There's two questions for you. Go down in the comments below. What do you think? Who will be in the one car next year for the Xfinity Series when Elliott Sadler leaves? And will Elliott Sadler be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame? Do Elliott's career stats, 13 Xfinity wins, 3 Cup wins, 1 truck win, is that enough to get him in the Hall of Fame? So leave your answers to that down in the comments. Thank you for joining me today, as always. If you haven't done it already, go down below and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from racing news. Now, we're going to try to do more of these little news breaks going forward as much as we can. I mean, this isn't my full-time job, so I'm doing what I can. We'll got to work around the schedule of the 9 to 5, so to speak, but we'll do what we can going forward. We're going to try to do as much of these as we can going forward. And don't forget, we are going to be at the ARCA race at the 1 mile dirt track at the Illinois State Fairgrounds this weekend, bringing you live coverage from that. So again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button and rung the bell, you need to, so you know when any of that from Springfield comes out this weekend. We'll have driver interviews throughout the day on Sunday, and who knows what other coverage we might throw in there. So you got to be subscribed and you got to ring that bell so you don't miss it when it happens. And hit that big thumbs up button on this video if you enjoyed it. It is always much appreciated when you do. So with that, this has been an RNN News Break. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.